What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at 5-Minute Fantasies Week 10, Booming and Busting Defenses. So if you take a look here, my start of the week is going to be Chicago against Minnesota. This is a pretty ballsy pick considering how strong of an offense that Minnesota has been over the last couple weeks. I believe that Chicago has the requisite talent to get to Kirk Cousins. Some of the worst games that Kirk Cousins has had in Minnesota have been against Chicago. And, I mean, you look across the field, I mean, you've got, Khalil Mack, and you've got Kyle Fuller, and you've got, the amazing talent they have over there. It's no wonder why. The only question is, can Dalvin Cook get 150 yards and 2 touchdowns? If he can, Minnesota might end up with enough attention from the middle of the field to start kicking a lot of field goals and getting some lucky touchdowns. I don't think they'll be able to get it. I think Dalvin Cook is in store for a letdown game, and this top 10 Chicago defense is probably where it's going to happen. I'm going to say Detroit versus Washington. Detroit, they've been an up and down defensive team. Whether it's it kind of depends on who they're facing. If they're facing Jacksonville, for some reason they'll give up a lot, and then if they're facing Atlanta, all of a sudden they'll put the clamps on them, hold them under 20. So I believe that right now they're going to be able to take on Washington. They match up pretty well. They've got the right pieces around them. When it comes to Jeffrey Okudah being able to cover Washington's wide receiver who played at Ohio State. Can't even think of his name. Terry McLaurin. There you go. So be careful about starting Terry McLaurin as well, but I think Detroit's going to be able to do well against Washington. Miami versus the Chargers. Now, Miami has been a fantastic defense, and again, this is another one of those ballsy picks. The Chargers have been averaging obscene amount of yards and obscene amount of points with Justin Herbert. But Miami, I think, matches up relatively well with them, especially in the secondary. So I would be more than ready to start Miami against the Chargers, even though on paper it doesn't look like it's supposed to be a good matchup. And I'm going to say the New Orleans Saints versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Saints do not have a good defense front to back, but what they do have is an excellent run defense and a great number one cornerback. That run defense is going to be able to shut down Jerick McKinnon, and the number one cornerback is going to be able to shut down most of the production that Deebo Samuel would get. So I think that they might be able to get a couple picks or some fumbles or something like that, and they're probably going to end up holding them under 22 points. I'm going to say you're going to want to sit Buffalo at Arizona. Normally, Buffalo's been having a pretty good defense, but obviously they're taking a cross-country trip. It's almost as far as you can get in terms of an NFL trip. I think the only one farther would be between Seattle and Miami. So make sure that Buffalo is not starting for you. Arizona's got, some great pieces. It's DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Chase Edmonds, and, of course, Larry Fitzgerald, all being targeted by Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. You've got Green Bay versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville has had a pretty good rushing attack this year. I think their rookie's name is I think it's James Washington. I'm not sure what his name is. No, he played for Pittsburgh a couple years ago, didn't he? Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe it's James Robinson, something like that. But whatever. Jacksonville's got a pretty good rushing attack with their rookie this year, and Green Bay is very susceptible to the run. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up with almost 200 yards on the ground, which is definitely going to lead to not a close game, but Jacksonville's going to score some points. Philadelphia at the Giants. I like the traction that the Giants are gaining. I don't think they can win, but I think they can make it close, and I think that they can score a lot of points. The only hope for Philadelphia is if Daniel Jones decides to throw another 3 interceptions or something like that, which Philadelphia is not likely to get because Philadelphia is not a great defense. You've got to be a good defense to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that the opposing quarterback will give you. And then I'm going to say you're going to want to sit the Chargers versus Miami. I've been a decent fan of the Chargers defense over the last couple of years, and Miami's offense hasn't been fantastic this season. But this is just a trap game for the Chargers defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami ended up putting like 32 points on them, probably with no turnovers, because Tua's turning out to be a pretty good quarterback. So look to sit the Chargers defense this week. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channels to stay up to date on all of our future content.